Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today this video is going to be taking you on a tour of my sewing space. So this room has actually gone through a big transition, and that is part of the reason why right now it's a little messy. Doesn't make sense because I used to sew down in the dining room. So I'll walk you through all that and then give you a kind of a broad overview of how I'm going to be redoing this sewing room in the upcoming year. So when we first purchased this house, this room was actually going to be our game room. We really like to play board games. So the table that is actually in the middle of this room that I cut and plan out my quilts was the table that we were going to play all of our board games on and everything. It got completely destroyed because this room soon transitioned into a homeschool room when we took our kids out of public school. And it just had paint. It was such a mess on it. So what we did was we popped the top off the table and put a different top on. So it doesn't really make sense the way it looks. But it works fine for cutting and doing all that on. But because this room started off as a board game room and then moved in, and it was kind of slash where my husband had a lot of his work computers and stuff, this room holds a lot of different eclectic stuff right now. I've slowly been moving it out and trying to find other space for it, but as you'll see, there's a lot of different things in here. So since my kids are older now, they usually don't need one specific place to homeschool. They have computers that they can do some of their stuff on, and they mostly do their homeschool in their rooms now. So this room wasn't needed for that, and the dining room downstairs was getting really overrun, so I moved up here. So behind, you can see like there's my Cricut stuff, and then I store a lot of different threads and different smaller things that I use throughout here. I also have bins like this one. Sorry, that got shaky. That has a lot of scraps in it, like smaller pieces that were left over from quilts that I planned out. So there's boxes of those down there too. We do have our printer and computer paper over here, and I have the Cricut, some of that stuff. And then I like these little drawers where I'll keep my different clips in, and I love little old finds like this that I'll find at antique stores and stuff, that I'll store different things in, like threads and stuff. I have a box like this that I keep my rotating cutter, my cutting mats, and different acrylic rulers in. At some point I want to be able to get a way that I can hang these so I can find them easier, but for right now this works. And then I'll move over. That's where I store most of my fabric right now, is on that little tower. I actually do not keep a lot of fabric on hand. I mean, I do keep some, but usually I just buy, I know it's hard, I just buy fabric that I already have plans for. Sometimes I will buy fabric that I'm really like, oh, I love this, even though I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. But most of the time, I just buy it when I need it. I see some videos where people just have tons and tons of fabric, and while I would love to do that, that would overwhelm me, feeling like I need to hurry up and do something with it. So that's just part of my personality. So that is most of the fabric that I have right now. On my ironing board, I do have some there, and I have a ton of quilt tops that need to be finished, but mostly that is where all my fabric is. So I'm gonna pop the video off of my stand so I can kind of walk around with you and show you more of this room. So from walking in the door, this is kind of the best shot that I can get of the room. So you can see across over on my ironing board that I do have a stack of fabric there. I did a video of that unboxing. It's the Folklore fabric line, and I can't wait to work on that. So at my cutting station is kind of where you can always see what I'm working on right now. It's not the only thing I'm working on right now. Like any other person that does crafting, we probably always have a ton of projects going. Underneath is where I end up throwing a lot of random stuff. Mostly on the bottom shelf is a lot of the stuff that I already have finished or just tops of quilts. And then on the second shelf is normally where I put stuff that I am currently working on. So that is a look at my organization skills, y'all. I did not really clean up this room, so you can kind of just see, you know, how it normally is. I always watch these videos because I'm always amazed at how people keep their room for sewing so clean, but I do often wonder if it really is that clean and organized. This is real life for me. Stuff ends up getting thrown everywhere. So this is one of the quilts that I am working on. It is from the Missouri Star Quilt Company. Let me see if the pattern should be down in here. Maybe not. But it is the mini, their mini, what is it called? Nine square? I don't know. I'm bad at remembering stuff. So it is going to be so pretty when I finish it. Mini 9 patch, I think. But I'm so excited. I'm getting really close on that one. This was a cute skirt I was working on. I finished one of them. This one's not finished yet, but it's a wrap skirt that I did quilting at the bottom of. I get sidetracked really easy when I see my projects. Sorry. Okay, so that's my cutting station. As you know, I got the AccuQuilt Go. So this is what I'm going to be working on with that, using my scraps. This is all about to fall off because I had to push it over when I was recording. So this is where I keep my some of my rulers that I use a lot. And then I found this awesome thing at an antique store, and I forget what it was for. I think for candles or something. I don't remember. But I thought, oh, that would be a fun place to put my, you know, like pens and marking tools and all that kind of stuff. I love it. And it's nice and sturdy. Okay, so that is where I cut and plan. And then my husband made me this folding design board from when I was down in the dining room, so I could fold it up and stick it in the corner of that room. And it works really, really well, but because it has to lean, it takes up a little bit of extra room in here. So I purchased a design wall that I can just put right on the wall. So hopefully it'll be less bulky. So over here in the corner is my daughter's easel where she paints and does puzzles and stuff. It kind of got overtaken with my stuff. So, and I hate this easel because the drawers and stuff don't work. So we're actually going to get her a different table, and I'll explain where all that's going to go. So this is what I was talking about with computer stuff kind of being left over in here. My husband doesn't use any of these computers anymore, so I'm not sure what we're going to do with them, but they're going to get moved out of here because this table is awful for sewing on. It shakes. But this is where I sew at, though. And this is my trash basket. It just is easy to throw threads and stuff in there when I'm sewing. And then I have a bag that I have random stuff thrown in that I use a lot. That cute thread holder. This I attach when I'm needing to use other threads. And just a lot of the stuff I use a lot while sewing gets thrown over here. So my ironing board, it's really, really dirty from water burning and stuff in it. I started just using a spray bottle because I hate filling that iron with iron and just with water. When I fill that, it just makes my ironing board so gross. Okay, so the fabric down there, fabric here. And what I'm gonna do, the main thing in this room that is gonna change is this wall over here. I'm gonna get 2 of these cubes in white from Ikea and put them upright, so I'm gonna have to take all my stuff off the wall there. And that should give me so much more storage, having 2 going vertical. And then I'm gonna have 2 tables from Ikea over here on the side. And my husband is going to cut a hole out for my sewing machine to drop into on that, so that I'm just flush with the table. I'll be so excited. And then over in the corner over here, we're gonna do 1 table for my daughter that has drawers for all her paints and things like that. So that's how that wall is gonna look. And then he's gonna build me another cutting station that's wider than this one and a little longer than this one. It's gonna be about wide enough for this cutting mat to go lengthwise on it instead of the way it is. And the other side, I'm gonna put wool pressing mats so I can press and iron there, which will get rid of my ironing board. And then the bottom is going to be cubes like this. So there's gonna be, probably this cube will be moved over there, and then we'll have 2 of these as well to give me lots of storage under. I hope this makes sense. I'm not sure how much sense that's making just showing them, but you saw my room and the area that I sew in. It works really well as it is. And I love being up here and working. It doesn't bother me how messy it is and all that. I think the only thing I did not show is the closet. So I'll show that. Why not? So the closet is over here and it's messy. It has paint. Oh, I didn't turn the light on. Hold on. So hold on. There's like something on the wall here blocking it from coming open. I'm probably making you guys seasick. So I have yarn that's stored on a shoe hanger here, some needles, and then we just have tons of yarn shoved in. Up at the top in these cubes and dividers are stuff for the Cricut. So vinyl, one has heat vinyl and one has permanent, and then there is cardstock and some of my cutters and other tools in there. And then my mom sent me this sweater machine that I still need to figure out how to use. I tried to get it going, but I could not figure it out yet. But hopefully if I do, I can use up a lot of my yarn. My older sewing machine is down shoved in the corner. I just can't part with it. And then I just have tons of other crafting stuff. Different ribbons and different types of glues and stuff, and ribbons galore. And here is a lot of my stuff from the Let's Make Art company, some of my old kits that I still need to do. I have this really cool project in here that is an advent calendar out of felt that I've had for years that I need to finish, but I have everything all organized nicely, all my strings and everything. I just need to do it. There's just tons of stuff, just tons. This is all like bead stuff. My daughter loves to do beads, and I think there's more beads and resin stuff. And we have a little oven because we did modeling clay a lot. Just all kinds of stuff, candle making stuff, tie-dye. We do a lot of crafts. So I think the only thing I haven't really showed you is over in the corner here is a lot of my blocks from my Annie's Knit Afghan club that I'm doing. I have all of the blocks now, I just haven't finished them. I have a great deal done, more than half done, but I still haven't finished it. So thanks for coming on that tour with me of my sewing space. So if you're not subscribed to my channel, you should go ahead and click subscribe and turn on your notifications, because I am going to completely be redoing this room. I have all the stuff that I need to do it all figured and planned out. I'm really excited to really make this a space that works for me and is really comfortable to work in. So if you are wanting any ideas on how to redo your sewing room, you should definitely subscribe, because I have been eyeing this awesome, a whole bunch of craft people on YouTube are showing it. What is it called? I'll pop a picture up hopefully. Oh, I can't think of what it's called, but it's this big chest that you open up, has all this storage. It's just so much money to spend. I think when I put together everything that I wanted, it was close to between $3,000 and $4,000, because I wanted the sewing station and all these containers to go in it. I planned out everything I want on Ikea's website, and it is just under $1,000. And I would be adding 4 tables to this room, because I'd be adding a table for my daughter, 2 for me to give me room to quilt and actually finish quilts on and have a lot of space for fabric not to hang. I would have a whole new cutting station. I mean, I am going to be using some of the cube shelves that are already in here, but still I added on tons of containers on their site and pegboards to hang some of my tools that I'm using. And it is really going to be an amazing sewing space for a fraction of the price of getting that big fancy shelf system. So if you need a way to redo your space, I mean, it's still a lot of money, but it's not that much money. So I would love for you to keep on watching my channel and see what I do to redo this room. Bye, you guys.